Mine. Now we can really get down to business.
Shovel is what they broke in with, I guess.
We'll have Frank or Philip look at it. You might be able to get some prints. I'm Lieutenant Guthrie. This is Inspector Greb.
Ed Rakin, Lieutenant. They sure messed it up, didn't they? That'll teach me to own a gun shop.
You insured, Mr. Reagan?
Yeah. I suppose they'll pay for the window and what's missing, but... Lousy thing waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a cop standing at your front door telling you something like this happened. They took my Luger.
What?
They swiped a little Luger I had in there. It wasn't for sale. I just used it for display. Picked it up myself when I was in Germany. Suppose I'll never see it again. Any of it.
Can you give us some idea of exactly what's missing, Mr. Reagan?
Yeah, sure. I've got the serial numbers, makes, and all that on them. Well, how about the inside?
Well, it doesn't look like the inside's been touched. You want to check it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Well, Lieutenant? Reagan? Yeah, just give us a lowdown now. Oh, okay, Philip. This is Philip Underwood, Lieutenant. He might be able to help us. Hello, Philip.
That's where I sell my papers. Yes, sir. Just may have been the ones. Whole car full of them. I seen them on my way to the mission, turning off this street. Heard the alarm going, too.
How many did you say, Philip?
Oh, 3 or 4 in a big black car. Yes, sir. Young fellers, all of them. Young, yes, sir.
You saw them coming down this street?
Yes, sir.
Could you describe any of them?
Nice-looking young folks.
If you saw any of them again, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes, I believe I would.
Would you recognize the car?
Yes, sir.
What kind?
Big black one.
Philip doesn't know too much about the different makes of cars, Lieutenant.
Had me a little Ford once, maybe 1923. Nice little old Ford, yes, sir.
Okay, Philip. You tell Inspector Asher where we can get a hold of you, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
There you are. Boy, I'm still tired. Rakin's insurance company call you?
Yeah. The story Rakin gave us is about right. $258 worth of merchandise, 5 revolvers and pistols. Lieutenant English has a copy.
2 Ortgies, 1 Smith & Wesson, 38, a Luger, and a 45. Some nice firearms there, Ben.
It's all right.
Any more witnesses show?
Yeah, Dave Brady is covering the neighborhood. What'd the lab get?
Nothing much. 3 smudged prints.
We don't have much here.
May I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Inspector Matt Greb. I will explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I call off a number, their name and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number I assign to the prisoner as I call his name. Now, if you as a witness can honestly say you recognize any of these suspects, point him out. If you are not sure, or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. Now, the questions I ask are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers, as they often lie. All right, bring on the line.
Got them fellas yet?
We don't know. I'd like to have you tell us if you can.
I'm gonna try. Yes, sir. Ain't had much luck so far, have we?
No, we haven't.
Come on, fellas, move it along. Over the end of the stage. Face the front. Look straight ahead, hands at your sides. Number 1, step forward, Joseph Purdy. Suspicion of robbery. Where do you live, Joe?
Here,
On the stage, in the city prison, in town, where?
San Francisco. I don't know the address. I just moved in yesterday, and I got picked up before I got settled.
Well, where are you from, Joe?
L.A., Los Angeles.
Uh-huh. What do you do for a living?
Nothing?
Well, that's a pretty easy way to make a living, Joe. Do you own a car?
Yeah.
What kind? What year? Sedan? Coupe? What?
Ford convertible, 1937.
What color?
Maroon.
You ever think of getting a job and going to work, Joe?
I'm looking for work now.
Well, do you always carry a .45 automatic with you when you're looking for work? All right, Joe, step back. Number 2, step forward. Anthony McGrow. Suspicion of robbery. Where do you live, Anthony?
233 West Hanson Place.
Speak up, Anthony. Let's try it again. Where do you live?
I live at 233 West Hanson Place.
What is that, a house, an apartment, a room? What is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, what?
it's a room.
I want you to talk loud enough so all the people out here can hear you, huh?
It's a room. I live in a room.
You own a gun?
I think so.
You think so. Well, we know so. It's an S&W 38. Who was with you when you were arrested?
Nobody.
Who's Jimmy Vance?
Friend of mine.
Wasn't he with you?
I guess so.
Anybody else with you?
My dog.
Your dog?
There was nobody at home to take care of him, so I brought him along and left him in the car while we pulled the job.
Well, that was mighty thoughtful of you. Who's going to take care of your dog from now on, Mr. Anthony?
Beats me.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
What?
Could have given some thought to that.
None of them fellers up there, all too old.
All right.
You sure?
Like I told you before, these fellas, they were real young. Awful young.
Okay, Troy?
The back door's wide open.
I'd like to use this thing, pal.
Looks like a depressed skull fracture.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah, they don't stay long.
Okay.
Lieutenant Guthrie and Inspector Greb, Mr. and Mrs. Angel.
You do. Now, anything you can tell us about what happened tonight may help, Mr. Angel.
There were 3 or 4 of them. They all wore masks. They seemed to be waiting for me when I got in the garage.
Well, could you tell us anything about them that would help us identify them? Were they tall men or short, fat, thin?
Just young.
Did they have a car around anywhere?
Did they say anything to you?
Not a word. Just started beating me.
And how much did they get?
$1,000 in cash. I brought it home from the store. I was going to take it to the bank tomorrow. I got my wedding ring, honey. My watch, too.
What kind of a watch?
It was a Hamilton. Had my name engraved on the back.
Well, did you keep a record of the watch case, number, anywhere?
No.
Could you describe the ring?
It was just a gold ring. 2-carat diamond mounted on the top.
Any engraving on the ring?
No. Wait. The date, numbers. 10/9/44.
We'll be talking to you again when you're feeling better, Mr. Angel.
You won't let them get away with a thing like this, will you? Please.
We'll do the best we can, Mrs. Angel. And they use a dark sedan. What make or model, we don't know. But we do know there are at least 4 of them, maybe more. You think they tie up with the gun shop job? Well, that's a good possibility. Breaking into that gun shop and stealing weapons is a wild, crazy operation. And this business of the masks seemed like the same kind of people. Little boys trying to play at robbers with guns, but dangerous little boys. One of them waves a Luger around, seems to be the leader. It may be the same Luger that came from that gun shop.
Not one of those firearms has turned up in any of the usual places. The pawn shop detail's been on it 24 hours a day.
So we have very little to go on. 4 masked men who might drive a dark car.
Now, we know this much about them. They're drunk with power. Nobody's gotten to them so far, and they're beginning to feel their oats. Now, they had no reason to slug that man tonight. The next time they might shoot.
See, they're getting wilder and wilder. They've started a little crime wave, and they like it. So from now on, until we get them, it's around the clock for every man in the room. Any questions? Well, the lab is going over Mr. Angel's car now. Let's hope we get some good prints tonight.
Inspector Greb. They what? Hey, Ben. They hit again over on Maiden Lane. Same bunch, masks and all. How much did they get?
About 600 from the cash register. No telling what they got from the machines yet.
Anything else?
Yeah. 44 cases of whiskey. They didn't get enough from the machines in the register, so they stole all the liquor. They took it from in here. Loaded it up out there in the alley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Lieutenant Guthrie. This is Inspector Greb.
Oh.
What happened?
Man, I was mopping the floor and just finishing up, and earlier he was waiting for me. They came in through that rear door, and there were 3 of them. They were wearing things over their faces. And they tied me and Earl up with that.
Just an ordinary piece of clothesline, ain't getting anywhere.
And then they laid me and Earl on the floor, and they just went to work.
And they kept their masks on all the time they were here?
Yes, there was one fella, he seemed to be the leader of them. Now, the other 2, well, they put their guns in their pocket after they tied us up, but not this fella. No, he laid it aside, you know, when he had to use both hands, but he kept it out like he wanted to use it. It looked like one of those funny-looking German guns, I think.
You mean a German Luger?
Well, I never saw one of them like it before, but I've seen pictures like it. Yes, yeah.
You know, they were just a bunch of crazy young fellas out for no good. Now, the main one, the one with the Luger, oh, he was real mad because he didn't get all the money they wanted. I was sure glad when he told one of the fellas to go get a truck and take the whiskey in the back.
Which one?
It was something like Troy, he called him.
Troy?
Yes, sir. Troy, he said, you and Tony go get a truck. You drive and let Tony bring the truck back.
Troy, Tony, then what happened?
Well, they didn't but one of them leave. The other 2 stayed here and they had themselves a couple of drinks while they waited. Pretty soon, this fella comes back and he says, I got a truck out in the back. So they all just started loading it up.
Well, that's the way I remember it.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant,
Lieutenant, this is Mr. Jepson.
I live upstairs, 238. And about an hour or so ago, I heard someone backing a truck up in the alley. I thought it was kind of funny at 3:30 in the morning and everything, but then I didn't know. Later, I looked out and I saw some men loading liquor from back there.
Did you get a look at the men who were loading it?
No, it was too dark. I mean, if I had to identify them or anything. But they had a car, too. I didn't think to get the plate numbers on the car, but I'm pretty sure it was an old Chevrolet sedan, 39 or a 40. I owned one once myself.
What color?
Black or blue or some dark color. Seemed awful beat up to me, though.
Was there anything unusual about it?
No. Well, maybe. It had an awful wheeze to it. Like the starter was out of order. But I remember one of them got into the truck, and all the others came and got in the Chevrolet when they left.
You saw the truck, eh?
Oh, yeah. Red job, pickup. But I didn't get the license of that either. But it was kind of new. Maybe a 50. I don't know too much about the makes of those trucks.
But the truck was red.
Oh, yeah, red. Fire engine red, like the kind you rent.
What?
Well, it had a sign painted on the side. Said, Evans Trucks, something, something.
Yeah. Truck signed out at 3:38 a.m. to be returned at 8 o'clock the same morning. He said he was house moving and didn't want to lose a day's pay. That's why he took the truck in the middle of the night.
Anthony Polo.
That's what he said his name was, Anthony Polo.
You ask for identification when you rent these trucks out, don't you?
Sure, of course.
What about him?
Oh, he had a driver's license. That's good enough for me. I had no reasons to question him. You sure you're asking about the right guy?
Well, what did he look like?
Oh, medium-sized, dark. You know, about 25, 26.
Now, here's your phone.
Sure, help yourself.
You know what he was wearing?
Well, you got me there. I think he wore brown trousers and a leather jacket. I'm not sure.
Points for an
Anybody with him?
No.
Anybody drive him in?
I didn't notice. He just came in here and rented a truck, paid his deposit, and said he'd bring it back at 8 in the morning.
He's last seen wearing brown slacks and leather jacket. Now, he might be in a 49 Dodge pickup job. It's 32 Abbott 142 California commercial plates. And it's registered to...
Evans Rental Agency.
The Evans Rental Agency. Okay.
Sure hope he brings my truck back.
Yeah, so do we, Mr. Prentice. Yeah. Okay. Still here. The address that Paula gave was a phony. Vacant lot.
Anything in the files?
Nothing downtown.
Look at the truck painted and the plate's changed by now.
Yeah. 7 o'clock.
Will you excuse me, please?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Now, if you'll just fill this out for me, please. Well, I'm in kind of a hurry. Well, it'll only take a minute.
My car okay out there?
Sure.
Let me look at that.
Stand up.
Hey, what is this?
Over here against the wall. Put your hands up. He's clean.
You Troy Kimball?
Yeah. What is this?
Let me see your driver's license.
He has it.
That's your car out there?
No, it belongs to a friend of mine.
What's your friend's name?
I forget.
But he let you drive his car, huh?
He's a guy I work with.
What kind of work do you do?
Labor.
What are you working at now, Troy?
Well, I'm not working right now. I'm looking for a job.
Said you were working with the man who owns the car.
I mean, I did work with a guy once.
But you can't remember his name, huh? Right back, Ben.
Hey, what's he gonna do?
What do you want to rent a truck for?
I want to haul some things. Some clothes. I need a panel truck.
Where are the clothes?
Huh?
Where are the clothes?
At a friend of mine's.
Where's he live?
Over on Army Street.
What's the address?
I don't know. I just know the house.
No registration on the car. Burglar tools, Troy?
Yours?
Burglar tools? What would I want with burglar tools?
They were in the car you're driving. Where'd they come from?
Well, how would I know?
You still live at 901 Fell Street, Apartment B?
No, I moved from there a month ago.
Where you live now?
Lieutenant asked you where you live now. Where'd you sleep last night? All right, Troy. Stand over here. Empty your pocket.
Communication, please. We'll put a normal stakeout around 901 Fell Street.
The front. Who's covering the back? Nelder. Okay, one of you take it out back. The other two cover the front. Okay.
Listen. Photograph? From the apartment. Somebody's in. Nothing. Got that key we took from Troy Kimball? Yeah. Okay.
On your feet.
All right, face the wall. Turn around.
Over here.
Turn around.
Turn around. Okay. Ben. What's your name?
Willie Vance.
Yours?
Anthony Paolo.
Yours?
All right, where's the truck? Now, you all know what you're in for. You knew what you were in for when you broke into that shop and stole those guns. Now, where's the truck?
It's parked over on 19th and Folsom.
Shut up.
Take it easy. Go ahead, Tony. You're doing fine.
We needed a panel job. We couldn't take the chance to move all that whiskey on an open pickup.
That's right. We were going to move all this stuff over in a covered truck and sell it out of the town. Look, I'm not so bad. I mean, I never shot anybody.
I didn't carry a gun. It was the others. I just drove the car.
You got anything to say?
I wish I had my gun in my hand when you walked in.
San Francisco Beat is produced with the cooperation of the San Francisco Police Department. We are grateful to Chief of Police Michael Guthrie and the men in his organization who have contributed their time and effort to make this program possible.